Well, hi Libras, welcome to Universal Guidance. It's time for your weekly reading. I've shuffled these cards very well. I'm going to shuffle them a few more times. This is a two-part reading. The overall energy of this reading will be in the middle of the first part of the reading. For Libras, what can Libras expect? What can Libras, there you are. What can Libras expect? Universe? Oh gosh. Okay, Libras. The overall energy of this reading is the Two of Wands. This is like looking out over the world, having knowing that you have the whole world at your hands. You're also holding a staff of new beginnings here and fresh starts, and it feels very like you're not moving. You're just standing there, you're contemplating, you're wondering what life has for you next. So, dreaming. It's like just kind of, wondering what is going to happen next. So, that surrounds the whole reading. And with the world being in their hands, it's like anything is possible. Okay? Up here in your highest energy, the Queen of Swords. Male or female, this is air energy, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. This is up in your highest energy. This is your highest energy line. This is you. Male or female, you're seeking the truth. You need the truth, and you want to speak your truth. The sword is up. It's sort of like in self-protection mode here. But speaking and asking for the truth and the clarity of some kind of pain that came along. There was some kind of hurt. Look at all the swords. But it's the end of the hurt. It's the end. Look, there's no more suffering, but you need to talk about it, and you need to get the truth and the clarity from it. This Ten of Swords here is right next to the Ten of Cups. So it has to do with a relationship. There is probably still a lot of love between you and someone else. This is a union of two people. This is the possibility of coming together in love. It could be part of a commitment that has to do with love. There's children playing, sunshine and rainbows. It's a very joyful card. So something happened to upset that here. Under the Queen of Swords is the King of Swords. This is a soulmate relationship, definitely. Might be a twin flame relationship, being that they're both swords. But the King of Swords, this is that energy of having the sword up again, seeking truth and clarity, being a little more on guard than the Queen of Swords. I think this is part of the energy of whoever it is that caused or helped to cause this Ten of Swords energy, which is cycling away. So, a little on guard, self-protection mode here, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. It might be strong, one of those also like a Gemini or Aquarius might be strong in your chart, or Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius might be strong in someone else's chart here. It's right next to the Two of Wands. So it feels like everything hinges on moving forward, on how you resolve, how this issue here is resolved. On the other side, the Two of Wands is the Six of Cups. This is right under the Ten of Cups. Six of Cups, that's a soulmate energy card. You might have known this person since childhood, even teenage years or before, but you've definitely known them in another life. That's the connection. That's the soulmate connection that you have when you look into their eyes. So this is definitely a soulmate. This is definitely someone who has, look at that cup of love. It's very sweet, has a flower in it. They definitely have a lot of love for you, and vice versa. So you love each other. There's been an upset, and all this truth and clarity looks very necessary in order to move forward in the world that the two of you were creating for yourselves. We have under the King of Swords, I have the Knight of Swords. And this is like rushing forward, sword up again. See that? But this is rushing forward. It feels like this whole Ten of Swords, whatever happened here, became a burden. And not only a burden for you, but for them. So, rushing to cut that burden out. Cut those swords out. And that's what's going to happen. And it's all going to be done by conversation. It's getting like all your chips on the table. And, speaking each other's truth. This is all a spiritual lesson. I got the Judgment card right under the Six of Cups, right next to this burden that you've both been carrying. So, guardian angels and spirit guides, they've been busy. They've been busy trying to teach lessons here, spiritual lessons. And I really feel it's for both of you. I think that you're getting it. I think it all comes down to the energy of these two cards right here, the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. That is so strong, this speaking out, this conversation back and forth with lots of truth and clarity, like I said before. This is part of your spiritual lesson. This is going to allow you both to put down this burden, put down this pain. Let's see what comes out in the second part of this reading. It looks like you're going to move pretty fast through this with that Knight of Swords. That's a really fast moving energy. And being under the King of Swords, that's one of the fastest in the deck. It might be. Sometimes I compare it to the Chariot. But that Sword of Truth and Clarity is what it's all about here. I think whoever this is in your life that you have a lot of love for, they love you back. And they don't want this to continue on this path that it's been on. They want to move forward too with you. And they're kind of stuck to until this is resolved. Okay, Libra. Here's your card right here, your actual card in the tarot deck. But let's start up here. On your highest energy line, I have the Queen of Wands. So you or someone around this reading have fire in your chart. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. This is a staff of new beginnings and fresh starts. So I do think you're going to move forward. This is up on your highest energy line. I do believe that you probably have an appreciation for gardens, flowers, pets, animals. And this staff also is like a staff of passion. I think there's a lot of passion that you have for this other person. It's right next to the Strength card. The Strength card is the card. It's a fire sign. It's a card for Leo. So Leo might be strong in your chart or around this reading. It's about that infinity symbol, the symbol of knowing, and the symbol of intuition. This tells me that you know what you need to do, and you're going to find the strength to do it. Like it takes strength. It's nothing easy that you're having to go through right now. But you know what you need to do. And I think that is speaking your truth and asking the truth and having this heart-to-heart conversation here. Next to the Strength card is the Seven of Cups. Part of what you need to talk about is I think you're feeling confused about all this love. Whatever it is that hurt made you feel like maybe you picked the wrong cup, but I don't think you did, okay? And this needs to be talked about, needs to be brought out in the open. See, none of these are all like choices in love, but they all have something in them. So being that there's something in all these cups, there's not really a lot of room for love, but you have the Ten of Cups. So I just feel like you're feeling like you might have picked the wrong cup until you have this conversation. And it is going to take strength. It might just, be difficult to get the conversation going, but you will. And you know it, and you know what you need to do in order to resolve this issue here. Under the Queen of Wands is the King of Pentacles. Now we're getting somewhere. It's like this is the slowest moving energy in the deck, the King of Pentacles. It's a heavy earth energy. Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn might be strong in your chart, might be strong in their chart someplace. But it's about that pentacle. And it's also about that horse. That horse, it doesn't seem like it's moving, does it? It moves. There's one foot in front of the other, but it's very slow energy. And it's coming forth with this offer of commitment. So maybe this is what the whole thing is about the slowness of this commitment coming forth, because there is a lot of love. Um, it's you're definitely soulmates, at least soulmates. And then on the other side of the Knight of Pentacles here is the Two of Swords. So it feels like you tried to ignore the fact that as long as you could, that this commitment is taking a million years to get here. And so, kind of protecting your heart. You didn't want to blow up situation. You were preventing yourself from speaking the truth on how you were feeling. You were trying not to look at or focus on the slowness of how this relationship is moving forward. But you know what? I think you could only do that for so long. Right next to that Knight of Pentacles. It's also under the Strength card. So you're going to let these swords down. You're going to take the blindfold off, and here comes that honest and truthful communication. So we have the Knight of Pentacles on one side, and on the other side we have the King of Pentacles, which is also under that Seven of Cups, all that confusion, wondering if you picked the wrong cup again in love. Well, it looks to me as if this King of Pentacles is really going to give this some really serious thought. Because the King of Pentacles, this is Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Might be strong in your chart, might be strong in their chart someplace. But it's about that pentacle. Now, this is actually being mature. This is mature thinking. This is like knowing that they have the pentacle. It's actually thinking about offering that pentacle and not just kind of lingering out there in nowhere land with it. Okay? So this king, I think, is going to come forth with this pentacle. They're going to understand where you're coming from. But in the meantime, even if you're not speaking, and you might not be right now at the moment, that's where their mind is. Their mind is on that pentacle. So deep thought is going into this. Security, stability, the offer. So under the Knight of Pentacles is the Tower. See, I feel like they're kind of, through this honest and truthful conversation, it's like they're taking a look at themselves, and it's kind of a tower moment for them. It's a big tower moment to change from somebody who doesn't move forward with the pentacle to someone who is actually considering doing it. So they don't want to lose you. They have lots of love for you. They feel that you're a soulmate. They know that connection that the two of you have. So right next to the Tower moment here, under this Knight of Pentacles, taking a million years to come forward, and now they're really thinking about it, is the Four of Wands. This is that divine, special soulmate relationship. See that? Union of two people. Ten of Cups here, union. Two people here. Both these are just full of joy. Well, I think by blowing up this Knight of Pentacles energy right here, and them thinking about coming forth with this pentacle, and you letting down your guard and deciding you're just going to go for it because you can't take it anymore, and actually bring it up and talk about, how you've been feeling, this Four of Wands is becoming more and more real, more and more close. And this is the actual union, of two people. This is love. This symbolizes marriage in a lot of cases. So it feels like through this conversation, it's like, you really need someone who is willing to commit here in your life. You can't live on love alone, and you just can't keep going on and on without no movement forward. They realize that, and that's why they're looking at this pentacle so hard. So next to this Four of Wands here is a Justice card. This is you. This is you getting your scales balanced. This is you with your sword up, sword up, sword up, sword up, swords up. Look at that. All that truth and clarity. It's enabled you to become balanced again, because this had to throw you off balance for it to even get to this point. I feel like you're kind of separated. but you're both thinking about the same things, each other, and the commitment. This Justice card is right under the King of Pentacles. So it's all about that commitment, and it's all about the other person, male or female. So I feel like they are going to come forward, but I feel like this is a really hard transition for them to go through. And but it's like it's evolving within them because it was brought up, and they know how serious this is, and I don't think they want to lose you. I mean, I can tell. And I think this is a spiritual lesson, and I think it's more, you know, I think it's for both of you, because it looks like the Knight of Pentacles here, they kind of used to it. They're used to not, offering any commitments and just having this loving relationship. And I think they do need to come forward, and they do need to step up to the plate. But for you, I think it's about, finding the courage to speak up about yourself on what's going to make you happy, and let these swords down, take the blindfolds off, and unblock that heart a bit, and take a chance. Have the strength to come forward with what you need from a relationship. So I do think this spiritual lesson is for both of you. So Libras, this was your reading, and I thank you for watching Universal Guidance.